We begin tonight with the horrible air quality in the Denver metro. It is the lingering smoke from wildfires in the Northwest and Canada, and that smoke is taking a toll on the health of Coloradans. At last check, Denver's air quality is the worst in the nation and the 6th worst in the world. Beijing and Delhi, India actually had cleaner air than we did today.
Wow.
Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden, glad you're with us. All that is the reason we have air quality alerts. So we're going to be with our chief meteorologist, Mike Nelson. How long is this going to last, Mike?
It's going to get hotter, and the smoke's going to stick around for at least a couple more days. Witness the fact we're only around 90 on the eastern plains today, despite all that haze. 100 out at Moab, Utah. And with climate change, we are seeing more of these days with the particulates in the atmosphere because we're getting more wildfires, and that trend will likely continue without significant cuts in carbon in the atmosphere between now and mid-century. This is the area right now across the region that's under multiple pollutants for not only ozone but particulates, and we have more unhealthy air expected to continue over the next 24 hours. Matter of fact, it'll get worse before it gets better. Look at the smoke coming down from Canada into eastern Colorado, and even worse conditions to the north of us across the Dakotas into southern Canada. There will be some relief coming up in the 7-day. I'll have that for you in about 15 minutes.
All right, thank you, Mike. We'll see you in a little bit. And to those wildfires now, the National Interagency Fire Center says more than 1 million acres have been scorched this season. 9 states reporting large active wildfires, including 20 in Oregon, 12 in California, at least 170 burning in Alberta, Canada, which shares a border with Montana.
Simply put, it's a bad day to be outside. Yeah. The air is ugly and it's bad for our health.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon spoke with a local mom who felt she had to keep her kids inside all day.
It's why we're in Colorado, is to be outside.
What should be a sunny summer day,
kind of stealing the magic away from it,
is missing a Colorado blue sky.
It's depressing to be outside.
So how do you three know each other?
We're brothers.
And how do you know me?
Because your mom! I don't relate.
Harmony Cummings and her boys didn't find it funny to stay inside all day.
So it's sad that we're living in a world where it is safer for our children to play inside on video games and screens.
You know, we have a lot of wildfire smoke around the area. The vast majority of that is coming from Canadian wildfires.
Scott Landis is the supervisor of meteorology with the state's Air Pollution Control Division. He spoke with us on day 2 of the haze when the air quality is considered unhealthy.
So particulate pollution is emitted directly into the atmosphere, like in wildfire smoke. Again, those very tiny particles. Ozone is not emitted directly into the atmosphere. It's created through a very complex combination of atmospheric chemistry.
He says at times wildfire smoke can enhance ozone production, and the hot, dry climate of Colorado in the summer doesn't help.
We have the Palmer Divide to our south. We have the foothills to our west, and that kind of acts like a bowl sometimes, and all the pollutants kind of get stagnated in that bowl.
People with lung disease, the very young or the very elderly, are just at higher risk.
Dr. Anthony Gerber with National Jewish Health says air quality has both short and long-term effects.
Long-term exposure to higher levels of particulates causes lung disease, heart disease, strokes.
It can even be bad for those with cardiovascular disease.
It's a little bit of a hidden problem, right? Because no one shows up at the emergency room with a heart attack and says, you know, hey doc, I think that pollution caused this.
The best advice is to try and stay inside on days like this, but that's not always a simple solution.
Other big issue is for people who don't have access to air conditioning.
And with Colorado families who love being outside.
We definitely have a lot more that we could be doing and should be doing.
The smoke can't clear fast enough. In Denver, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
You can sign up for air quality emails at colorado.gov/air quality. There's a new feature on the state's website called the Colorado Smoke Blog. It's updated several times a day. You can find links to both on denver7.com. And taking a closer look, Denver having poor air quality isn't just a one-time thing because of these wildfires. According to the American Lung Association's State of the Air report, Denver is ranked 6th worst in the nation for having high ozone days. That's out of more than 220 metro areas. It also ranked poorly for particle pollution.